large sum of money is being released, but someone close to you doesn't want you to have it. At 11:11 a.m. today, Archangel Michael said, if you don't open this before 5 p.m., their energy may block it again. This morning at 11:11 a.m., heaven released a sound. Not a sound you could hear with your ears, but your soul may have felt it. A spiritual shift took place in the unseen realm. Archangel Michael stood tall, holding a scroll. On that scroll was your name, and beside your name was a promise. A large sum of money shall now be released into your life. This was not random. This was a divine appointment, a financial release written in heaven for this exact moment. You didn't stumble upon this message by mistake. God led you here by design. But as the scroll was being opened, Michael paused. He sensed something blocking the flow. Someone very close to you, someone who may even smile in your face, was releasing energy against this blessing. Not with their words, but with jealousy, resentment, or control. Heaven sees what you don't. That person had been spiritually interfering, delaying, and resisting your divine inheritance. This is not just about money. It's about freedom. God is trying to loose you from the bondage of lack, but their energy is chaining you to it. Archangel Michael whispered this truth at 11:11 a.m., and his message carried fire. Tell them to open this before 5 p.m. If they don't, the window may close again. The interference will grow stronger. The money that is rightfully theirs may be diverted. That warning is not to scare you. It is to wake you. This is not just a video. This is a divine alert from heaven to your spirit. There is no room for delay. Your breakthrough has already been prepared. The funds are already being processed. But this person close to you has become a spiritual blockade. Their doubt, their fear, their silent curse, it is not more powerful than God, but it can delay what was meant to come quickly. That's why this message is urgent. The time between 11:11 a.m. and 5 p.m. is sacred. If your spirit is trembling right now, it's because the truth is alive in you. You are at the edge of financial freedom. This is about more than just money. It's about breaking cycles, canceling shame, and stepping into divine overflow. The enemy knows what's coming, but heaven has sounded the trumpet to protect you before it's too late. The question is, will you listen before the window closes? Type I am rising to get the blessing 7120. When God decides to bless you, the enemy often uses someone close to delay it. The devil does not always show up as a stranger. Sometimes he uses familiar voices, trusted hands, and warm smiles. Archangel Michael saw this today. He saw someone in your circle releasing silent resistance. They may not have spoken out loud against you, but in the spirit realm, their energy is heavy. They carry jealousy, fear, or hidden pride. This is not just a personal feeling. It is spiritual interference. And it's why the blessing is being slowed. Michael does not expose to shame you. He exposes to protect you. This person may act like they care. They may say all the right things. But God looks at the heart, and what he sees behind closed doors is different from what you see in the open. There are prayers they don't pray for you. There are rooms they enter where your name becomes a target. Your rise reminds them of their stagnation. Your light disturbs their shadows. And the enemy is using their inner conflict as a legal reason to block your money flow. Type I am rising to get the blessing 4896. The money heaven is releasing is not a random check or a lucky break. It is a divine transfer. It carries a purpose. It is meant to cancel debts, open new doors, and fund your next season. But the moment the release began, the resistance activated. Not because they have power, but because they had access. And access is influence. This person is not just close to you in the natural, they are close in the spirit. That's why their thoughts, their emotions, and their intentions are impacting the flow around you. It's why the archangel has stepped in now. God has delayed some blessings in your past to protect you. He would rather slow the release than let the enemy snatch it before you receive it. This is one of those moments. Heaven is not trying to spare you. It's trying to save the harvest. Archangel Michael is standing between you and the interference, but he needs your agreement. You must break emotional soul ties. You must recognize who is sent and who is assigned. Not everyone who comes close was meant to walk with you into blessing. Type I am anointed to get blessing 5231. You may be asking yourself, who is it? The answer will come, sometimes in dreams, sometimes in odd behavior, sometimes in things you accidentally hear. But the Spirit already knows. You felt strange tension, unexplained delay, unexpected fear. That is not your imagination. That's spiritual data. Archangel Michael sees the name, and he is ready to remove the block, but only with your participation. If you hold on to this person longer than heaven allows, you may stay in delay longer than God intends. This is not the time for pity. It's the time for spiritual maturity. The enemy has been trying to convince you that nothing's wrong, that you're just overthinking. But that's the same lie he used in the garden to make Eve question what she already knew. Don't repeat that mistake. You know. Your spirit knows. Heaven is confirming. You are not being dramatic. You are being awakened. The reason you are watching this now is because something is shifting, and you are being invited to move with God's plan instead of man's comfort. Type I receive divine release to get blessing 5480. If you ignore this, the delay may stretch. The energy being sent against your finances may take deeper root. You'll start seeing unexpected expenses, missed connections, sudden doubt, and blocked opportunities. That's not life. That's interference. But the moment you act, by listening, by obeying, by disconnecting spiritually, the blessing resumes its path. Angels move faster. The resistance weakens. And the money that was hanging in the spirit begins to descend into the natural. Right now, Archangel Michael is still holding the scroll with your name. The amount has not been erased. The promise still stands, but he cannot force your freedom. You must rise into it. You must choose divine timing over emotional loyalty. Some people are too wounded to support your healing, so hearts are too small to celebrate your breakthrough. Let them go. Let God move. The one blocking your blessing may not even know they're doing it, but heaven does, and their ignorance does not protect your harvest. God is speaking clearly now. Will you listen? Will you obey? Will you receive? Type I walk in favor to get blessing 5890. Every time heaven sends a big blessing, hell sends a big distraction. That is a spiritual law. God is not only releasing money to you, he is releasing a mantle, a new level of influence, and a fresh anointing. And with every level comes new resistance. The enemy is not afraid of you staying where you are. He fears you stepping into what you were always meant to carry. This financial breakthrough is not just about paying bills. It's about breaking chains that have lasted generations. And the one close to you who is blocking it may be influenced by powers they don't even understand. Archangel Michael is a warrior. When he shows up, it's because warfare is active. And if he was sent today, That means your breakthrough is under attack right now. Not later. But tomorrow. Now. Someone near you, whether in your house, your family, your friend group, or your past, is releasing doubt, jealousy, or spiritual resistance that is slowing the flow of this divine money transfer. But there is hope. Because where there is attack, there is also angelic defense. Type I'm rising to get the blessing 6021. This blessing is not normal. It carries purpose. God has assigned it to your name because you are called to help others rise too. Your obedience, your wisdom, your prayers, and your giving have prepared you for this moment. But the enemy is afraid of what you will do when you receive it. That's why he sent this person as a spiritual distraction. Their words may seem small. Their energy may feel quiet. But in the spirit, it is loud enough to delay what God is sending you. You felt it already. Times when money was close but didn't arrive. Moments when it looked like the door was open, but it suddenly shut. It wasn't just bad luck. It was spiritual interference. But now the truth is being revealed, and heaven is offering you a way out. But you must act quickly. The time window between 11:11 a.m. and 5 p.m. was chosen by heaven. That's when the angelic realm is open, and your agreement can shift the situation. Type I receive financial freedom to get blessing 6164. Do not allow emotional ties to blind you. Sometimes we hold on to people because we love them, even when their spirit is not aligned with our next season. But God will not let you enter a promised land holding the hand of someone secretly working against you. This isn't about being bitter. It's about being free. You don't need to confront them. You need to disconnect spiritually. Close the access point. Cancel the permission. Pray with power and call back everything that was stolen or delayed. The blessing is already being written. The release is already in motion. And you're not alone. Archangel Michael is fighting on your behalf. He is clearing the path, removing blocks, and bringing light to every dark conversation that was whispered against your name. But he needs you to believe. He needs you to let go of what's secretly wounding your destiny. God is saying, what I give you cannot be shared with sabotage. It is time to choose wisely. Type I choose freedom to get blessing 6333. Do not be surprised if you start noticing strange behaviors. This person may grow distant. They may say things that feel off. They may suddenly show their true colors. That's not a sign to be afraid. It's a sign that the spirit realm is exposing what was hidden. This exposure is mercy. It's how heaven protects what is meant for you. And when you obey, things will begin to move again. Finances that were locked will be loosed. Delays will break. What took years will come in days. That's the power of spiritual alignment. God's promise is not weak. It does not bow to man. But he also respects order. If you remain connected to what he is trying to separate you from, the blessing will wait. But if you agree with heaven, it will flow like a river. A river. Powerfully. Without delay. This is your moment to decide. Let the angel fight. Let the blessing come. Type I break every block to get blessing 6480. Before we go further, let me speak to the ones who feel this word deep in their bones. If you know that today's message is speaking directly to you, if you know the enemy has been trying to block your harvest through someone close, then I invite you to sow into this moment. When you support this mission, you are not helping a channel. You are helping God's word break through spiritual interference in others' lives. God says, "Give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, This is your moment to move with heaven. I heard the Spirit say, tell them their giving is warfare. Their gift becomes a sword. If you feel led, support through Super Thanks membership or PayPal. The donation link is in the video description. This is not about charity. This is a prophetic response. Blessings are attached to obedience. Walk in it boldly. One of the enemy's greatest tricks is to make you protect the very person who is hurting your promise. He hides sabotage behind sweet smiles. He hides spiritual attacks behind soft voices. And because your heart is kind, you often defend them. You say, they didn't mean it. You tell yourself, they are just going through something. But heaven is not confused. Archangel Michael is not deceived. God sees what's hidden, and he is not asking you to hate them. He is asking you to disconnect spiritually before your blessing dies in delay. The person blocking your money flow may not even realize the harm they are doing. But that doesn't stop the impact. Their energy is toxic to your destiny. Your presence creates confusion, doubt, and resistance. You may feel tired around them, unsure, we're small. It's not emotional. It's spiritual warfare. They are not strong enough to destroy your purpose, but they are close enough to sow it. And every second you delay separating, your harvest is delayed with it. Type I am rising to get the blessing 6644. Some people can't handle your shine. They were fine when you were struggling, praying for scraps, and staying silent. But now that heaven is calling your name and opening financial doors, their secret jealousy is boiling beneath the surface. They may not say it, but their heart whispers it. They smile, but their spirit sighs. They say congratulations, but inside, they are hoping it fails. These are not the people God wants near your miracle. And that's why Archangel Michael is sounding the alarm before it's too late. This blessing is sacred. It's a divine deposit. It is not meant to be shared with double-minded spirits or secret saboteurs. If you mix pure oil with poison, you still die. God is telling you, purify your circle, or I cannot pour. It's not about being better than them. It's about being ready for what's next. And heaven says you are ready, but the baggage must go. The ties must break. The familiar must be examined. What you tolerate now could block your overflow tomorrow. Type I choose holy alignment to get blessing 6782. You've asked why the money hasn't come. You've cried over delay. You fasted. You've prayed. But could it be that you're still holding hands with the enemy's helper? Could it be that the delay is not from God's silence but from your refusal to release? The person you're loyal to may be loyal to their own insecurity, not your success. And until you honor God more than your emotions, the delay continues. It's painful, but obedience is always the doorway to blessing. Today is not just another day. The 11:11 alert was divine, and the 5 p.m. deadline is real. In the realm of the Spirit, doors open and close. And God is showing you mercy by giving you this window. You don't have to understand everything. You just have to obey. When you agree with heaven, angels move fast. The money that was stuck begins to shift. The accounts that were frozen begin to unlock. The people who were blocking begin to fall away without you forcing anything. Type I surrender to God's timing to get blessing 6930. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to cut people off with anger. But you do need to create distance in the spirit. Pray with wisdom. Cover yourself in protection. Speak life into your next season. And stop telling sensitive details to people who secretly want you to stay small. Some people can't handle the weight of your calling. and God will not pour into a vessel that leaks through unhealthy relationships. Archangel Michael is watching. He's not just a messenger, he's a warrior. He will defend your release. He will stand between you and every curse, word, and energy sent to delay your destiny. But he needs your agreement. Your yes to heaven is louder than any attack. Your obedience is a weapon. And when you disconnect from the wrong people, the right blessings fall quickly. Type I say yes to divine separation to get blessing 7091. There are moments in life when time feels normal. Then, there are moments when time becomes holy. Today is not just another day on the calendar. Today is marked in heaven. At exactly 11:11 a.m., Archangel Michael stood before God and received your name again. A scroll was opened. A command was given. A large sum of money assigned to your life was released. Not based on your job, not based on the economy, but based on divine obedience and kingdom timing. What happens next depends on what you do now. The 5 p.m. window was not a random time. In the spirit realm, God often moves in divine sequences. 5 represents grace, and God is saying, you have a window of grace today to act, to listen, and to separate from what is silently blocking your flow. After 5 p.m., that spiritual window narrows. The blessing will not vanish, but the warfare will become harder. The resistance will get heavier, because the enemy knows the expiration of your obedience window. Type I am rising to get the blessing 7211. This moment is about more than your bank account. It's about your legacy, your children, your healing, your future. Heaven is not asking for perfection. He is asking for participation. God does not force blessings. He offers them through covenant. He extends his hand and waits for your yes. Your yes opens doors. Your yes makes angels move. Your yes silences the enemy. And right now, that yes is connected to something very specific, disconnecting from the one who is carrying energy that is not meant to follow you into financial overflow. You've prayed for a breakthrough. You've asked for signs. And now, you're receiving one. This message is not coincidence. It is confirmation. That feeling in your stomach, that stirring in your chest, that your spirit recognizing that heaven is talking. You may be confused in your mind, but your spirit already knows what's real. Don't let your emotions talk you out of what God is confirming. The truth is, your blessing has already begun. But to finish what was started, you must take action within this divine hour. Type I accept the timing of God to get blessing 7344. Archangel Michael is still present. He is holding back the interference. He is shielding your name from spiritual attacks. But his position is temporary. He moves with orders. And when 5 p.m. strikes, if there is no agreement from you, no shift, no release, no obedience, he must step back. God's angels do not force their way. They respond to permission. And your permission comes through obedience. Think of the moments you've come close to a breakthrough before, but something always happened. The job was almost yours. The money was on the way. The opportunity seemed sure, but it fell apart. That pattern is not random. It is a sign of spiritual delay. And now that heaven is addressing it, this could be your last round of delay. If you obey in time. Type I break the pattern of delay to get blessing 7492. You might feel torn because the one blocking your blessing is someone you love. But remember this. Love does not equal alignment. Just because they were a part of your past does not mean they were assigned to your future. Some people were meant to teach you, not travel with you. And when you hold on to what God is trying to remove, your hands stay too full to receive what He wants to give. This hour is sacred. It is then with heaven's presence. If you listen and act before the time closes, things will move fast. You'll notice sudden release. Unexpected messages. To prize money. Peace where there was confusion. Joy where there was heaviness. Why? Because you agreed with divine order. And when you agree, everything changes. You're not being rushed. You're being invited. You're not being pressured. You're being protected. God is giving you a moment to change everything. Not next week. Not next month. Now. From 11:11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The window remains open. Don't miss it. Your blessing is near. Your name is written. The money is released. But heaven is waiting on your yes. Type a step into divine timing to get blessing 7,770. Spiritual jealousy is one of the most dangerous attacks. It hides in silence. It hides behind fake smiles. It hides in people who say, "I'm happy for you," but deep inside, they're not. Heaven hath been watching this silent war. Someone close to you is not openly attacking, but their spirit is not in agreement with your success. They say kind words, but they carry a heavy heart. That weight is not just emotion, it's energy. And in the realm of the spirit, that energy creates delay. You've wondered why certain things feel harder than they should be. Why you take one step forward and feel pulled 2 steps back. You blamed yourself. You thought maybe God is not answering. But the truth is, your blessing is being resisted not from the outside world, but from someone within your circle. Their spirit cannot celebrate your rise because it reminds them of where they are stuck. And instead of blessing you, they block you, quietly, invisibly, and powerfully. Type I am rising to get the blessing 7,891. This is not about hate. It's not about revenge. It's about truth. Spiritual jealousy creates spiritual interference. God can still move, but He requires clean hands and clear connections. You must not allow hidden envy to stay connected to your breakthrough. You have a choice: protect their feelings or protect your blessing. You can't do both. And heaven is asking you today to choose freedom. Archangel Michael was sent to reveal this pattern before it steals again. He is not just pointing it out, he's clearing the path. But he needs your agreement. If you refuse to see the truth, the angel must step back. If you protect what is attacking you, you delay your own destiny. That's not fear. That's divine order. God cannot bless what you refuse to clean. Type I choose freedom over feelings to get blessing 7,944. You've seen the signs already. Sudden arguments. Strange distance. Energy that felt off but you couldn't explain. That's not random. That's your spirit picking up spiritual jealousy. Your discernment has been trying to warn you, but your emotions kept you quiet. Now God is speaking louder. The one you trust may not trust your future. The one you help may be silently hoping you stay small. And that is why this money blessing has been under fire. But good news, heaven is ready to shift it now. If you obey and spiritually disconnect from what is draining you, the breakthrough will begin again. Doors that were stuck will fly open. Money that was delayed will arrive. Connections will call. Opportunities will appear. It will happen not because you tried harder, but because you aligned better. Obedience always unlocks overflow. Type I align with divine truth to get blessing 8,080. You do not need to scream. You do not need to confront anyone. You need to obey in silence. Shift in your heart. Guard your space. Pray protection over your name. Speak blessings over your future. But be careful who you let speak into your dreams. The wrong voices will water down the fire God placed in you. The wrong company will slow the river heaven wants to send. And the wrong spiritual connection will interrupt the blessing meant to be yours. The person may not be evil, but they are not equipped for your elevation. And anything not meant for your next season must be left in this one. God is separating now, not to hurt you, but to free you. When you say yes, the angels move faster. The flow gets clearer, and the blessing moves without blocks. You've come too far to stop here. The enemy knows your next level is close. That's why he's using someone familiar to confuse your path. But heaven sees it. Archangel Michael is acting. And the window of grace is still open, but not forever. Don't waste this moment. Don't let loyalty to the wrong person steal the right promise. Choose obedience. Choose freedom. Choose favor. Type I walk in truth and blessing to get blessing 8288. God has already decided to bless you. The money is not being debated in heaven. Your name is already written on it. The transfer has already been approved. But there is one thing left. Your discernment. Discernment is how you pass the test. Discernment is how you protect the promise. And in this season, God is watching to see if you can discern the spirit behind the smile. He is watching if you will choose the truth, even when it's painful. You've been feeling a tug in your spirit. A name keeps coming to your mind. A situation keeps making you uncomfortable. That is not your imagination. That is the Holy Spirit trying to get your attention. When heaven is ready to bless you, it sends revelation first. God does not send money without sending a warning, because what's coming is too big to be wasted on the wrong people. And if you can't see what's harming you, you won't be able to hold what's for you. Type I'm rising to get the blessing 8392. The person blocking your blessing might not even realize they're being used. But spiritual warfare doesn't wait for permission. The enemy can use people without them knowing, just like God can. That's why discernment is so important right now. You cannot go by words alone. You cannot trust feelings alone. You must listen to what the Spirit of God is saying. He is whispering truth to your soul, and your job is to say yes. Discernment is protection. God is showing you what's real so that you don't step into a trap. Sometimes we think the enemy only attacks through pain, but often he attacks through comfort. He keeps you connected to what you won't question. And while you're distracted by emotions, he's stealing your release. But not anymore. Archangel Michael is here to break that pattern. You just have to open your eyes. Type I choose to see clearly to get blessing 8499. You've been faithful. You've prayed. You've stayed kind even when others hurt you. But now is not the time for blind mercy. Now is the time for divine clarity. God is not asking you to be mean. He's asking you to be wise. There is a difference. You can love people and still guard your destiny. You can forgive someone and still walk away. Discernment is not judgment, it is spiritual intelligence. It helps you keep what heaven gives. This blessing is large. It is going to make some people uncomfortable. It is going to bring a shift in your atmosphere. You need to be surrounded by people who can celebrate, not compete. You need people who clap when you win, not people who compare. And God is testing your eyes now. Can you see the heart behind the hug? Can you hear the spirit behind the compliment? Type I honor God's wisdom to get blessing 8611. This is your moment. The 1111 alert wasn't just about timing, it was about spiritual position. God is positioning you to win, but He cannot force you to see. You must choose to wake up. You must choose to disconnect from what's secretly subtracting from your life. When you do, heaven releases what has been held back. The money that was floating in the spirit begins to descend. The delay is broken. The block is removed. Because your yes gives heaven access. Discernment is not just about who's wrong. It's also about what's right. You'll begin to see who is truly assigned to your future. You'll start recognizing divine connections. People will appear who carry light, favor, and peace. You will see clear paths open. Your thoughts will become sharper. That's how you know the interference has been broken. Because when the blocker is removed, clarity returns. This is not just about today. This is about setting up your future. The financial release is a door, but your discernment is the key. God is handing that key to you now. Use it. Don't wait. Don't doubt. Don't delay. Say yes to clarity. Say yes to truth. Say yes to heaven. Your blessing is already released. Now it's your turn to receive it. Type I receive what's mine to get blessing 8888. Right now, in the realm of the Spirit, Archangel Michael is standing guard. He is not just watching. He is fighting. There are forces trying to steal what belongs to you. There are whispers in secret places, people using your name in ways you don't know. There are spiritual hands reaching out to grab what God released. But Michael has drawn his sword. He is covering your name. He is guarding the promise. He is holding back what was sent to block you. But he needs your agreement to finish the assignment. Angels do not operate in confusion. They move through obedience. That is why God is asking you to take this moment seriously. There is money with your name on it. There is financial peace, financial power, and financial restoration on the way. But it cannot fall into the hands of those who secretly want to see you struggle. You must stop giving access to your plans. You must stop sharing your dreams with people who have no vision of their own. Your vision is holy. Redact it. Type I am rising to get the blessing 8941. You may feel like you're being too cautious. But heaven is saying, this blessing is too big to be careless with. What is coming is not small. This release is tied to healing your family line. It is tied to breaking generational poverty. It is tied to helping others wise. That's why the resistance has been so strong. The enemy doesn't attack empty people. He attacks those carrying something powerful. That's you. That's why Michael was assigned to your case. Archangel Michael sees what you don't. He sees the energy behind the conversation. He hears the thoughts behind the compliment. He knows when someone is smiling at you but sending out fear, jealousy, or bitterness into the air. That's why he's fighting on your behalf. And when you say yes to this divine warning, you give heaven permission to complete the release. Type I give heaven permission to get blessing 9022. God wants you to be free, not just financially but emotionally. Some people are attached to your life only because you're carrying light. They draw from your strength, but they do not pray for your success. When you win, they get quiet. When you fall, they feel stronger. That's not love. That's hidden warfare. And heaven is removing them now, not to punish but to protect. The blessing is still coming, but the environment must be pure. Start praying differently. Stop saying, God bless everyone around me. Instead, say, God, remove anyone in my life who is blocking what you're sending. That's a dangerous prayer, but it's a necessary one. And the moment you pray it with faith, you will feel the shift. People will distance themselves. Conversations will change. The ones hiding behind your trust will start revealing themselves. And your spiritual path will be cleared. Type I remove every block to get blessing 9133. Michael is not passive. He moves with speed. If God has sent him to protect this money blessing, it means the amount is big and the purpose is greater. God did not send a whispering angel. He sent his warrior. That means the delay you've been facing is more serious than you knew. But also, it means the release is closer than you think. You are not being warned for no reason. You are being warned because the window is still open and the flow is still possible. There is divine movement already beginning. Even now, behind the scenes, God is touching hearts to bless you. He is shifting paperwork, speaking your name in meetings, and preparing sudden release. But you must hold your agreement. Keep your hands clean. Keep your space pure. And trust the angelic protection surrounding you. You are not alone. Heaven is invested in your breakthrough. God is not silent. His angels are not still. The money is coming. The delay is breaking. But the decision still rests with you. Say yes. Obey. Let go what's secretly working against you. And make room for what heaven has already prepared. Type I walk in angelic protection to get blessing 9441. Not everyone in your life was sent by God. Some people were sent by the enemy, but they came dressed like friends. They showed up when you were hurting. They smiled when you were vulnerable. But now that your blessing is near, their energy is changing. They use it to encourage you. Now they stay quiet. They use it to check on you. Now they only show up when you're weak. These are not just human behaviors. These are spiritual assignments of distraction. A distraction is anything that pulls you away from your purpose. And right now, one of the biggest distractions is someone close to you who is secretly not for you. They don't attack you openly, but they block you quietly. They may laugh with you, but in the spirit, their jealousy is heavy, and heaven sees it. That's why you were sent this message before 5 p.m. Because Archangel Michael wants you to disconnect before your destiny is damaged. Type I am rising to get the blessing 9522. Your heart hath been faithful. You've tried to include them. You've shared your ideas. You've talked about your dreams. But every time you tell them something good, something shifts. The energy gets heavy. Your plans get delayed. You feel tired afterward. That's not just emotion. That's spiritual resistance leaking through someone too close. The devil doesn't need to destroy you directly if he can delay you through someone you trust. That's why God sends warnings before breakthroughs. Because divine money cannot flow through broken gates. If your inner circle is cracked with envy, the blessing will spill out before it reaches you. This is why you feel drained around certain people. It's not your imagination. It's a signal from the Spirit. And heaven is saying, trust what you feel. I'm showing you who is not safe. Type I protect my purpose to get blessing 9640. You don't need to confront them. You need to rise above them. You don't need to explain yourself. You need to obey God. Separation does not always mean goodbye. It means distance in spirit. You stop giving access to your energy, your plans, your progress. You keep your peace sacred. And when you do, the blessing starts to flow again. because distraction ends where discernment begins. Archangel Michael is still guarding the door, but doors close if they are not walked through. You must walk away from what delays you, not with anger, but with obedience. Heaven's message to you is simple. This blessing is too big to be shared with the wrong spirit. And you already know who that spirit is. God has shown you in moments of silence. And now, He is confirming it clearly. Type I close every wrong door to get blessing 9783. Think about how many times you've come close to breakthrough, but something small held it back. A small comment, a negative word, an uncomfortable feeling. That's how the enemy works, through the small things. But those small seeds become big blocks. And now, God is saying, uproot it before it steals your harvest. Don't wait until the money vanishes again. Don't wait until the opportunity slips. Today is the day of clarity. Today is the day of obedience. Heaven wants to bless you openly, but it must first protect you privately. That's why this warning came before the release, not after. The angel is not late. The word is not random. You are being pulled into a new level. But you must shake off the weight of fake connections. The longer you wait, the slower the blessing comes. But if you obey quickly, the flow will return suddenly. Type I release the distraction to get blessing 9890. If you feel the Spirit tugging on you right now, don't ignore it. This message wasn't created, it was delivered. God is using this moment to prepare the path for your breakthrough. If this word is protecting your finances and your future, then support the flow that carries it. When you give to this mission, you're not funding content, you're fueling freedom. You're helping someone else break delay and step into their release. The Lord says, "Those who bless what I bless will receive the reward of heaven." Let your giving become a prophetic response. Give through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal. The donation link is in the video description. Move with God, and your seed will speak louder than any attack. Will you obey God quickly? He moves quickly. The delay you've been facing is not stronger than His power. It's waiting for your alignment. Many people think time is the reason. Their blessing is slow. But heaven works beyond time. In the spirit realm, obedience opens speed. The moment you say yes, Lord, something breaks. Angels receive permission to finish what God started. Delays collapse. Walls fall. And what looked stuck starts to move fast. That is why this moment is so important. You're not just watching a message. You're standing at a gate. A divine gate. Archangel Michael is holding it open, but he cannot hold it forever. You must step through with obedience. When you do, the money starts moving toward you. The financial blessing that felt stuck in the spirit begins its release into the natural, and it happens faster than you expect. Type I am rising to get the blessing 9917. There is no distance in the spirit. God doesn't need 10 years to bless you. He needs one moment of full surrender. The enemy has made you believe you must wait longer, that you're not ready, that you've missed your chance. But heaven is saying, the time is now. You're not behind. You're in divine position. And if you obey fully today, you'll start seeing movement in the next few days, sometimes even hours. Acceleration looks like favor you didn't apply for. It looks like people blessing you out of nowhere. It looks like sudden clarity, fast approvals, and surprise messages. These are not coincidences. They are signs that your obedience reached heaven, and heaven responded. That's how fast things can shift when you're in spiritual alignment. Type I choose divine acceleration to get blessing 10,002. You might think, but I've been obedient already. Yes, but obedience is layered. Sometimes, the next level of blessing requires the next level of obedience. God tested Abraham multiple times, not to punish him, but to prepare him. Every test was followed by a blessing. And now it's your turn. You passed the test of waiting. Now, you are being asked to pass the test of letting go. Let go of the person who is slowing you down. Let go of fear. Let go of confusion. Let go of guilt for choosing yourself and your destiny. You are not being selfish. You are being faithful. Heaven can only give full blessings to clean vessels. And when your space is pure, the flow is fast. Angels do not deliver where darkness is allowed to remain. But when they sense order, they move in waves. Let go to go I to get blessing 10,099. You may start to notice new things happening quickly. You'll feel peace instead of pressure. You'll sleep better. You'll feel lighter. These are signs the spiritual interference is clearing. You'll also notice that some people will start acting differently. Don't be alarmed. Your spirit is reacting to your growth. When light increases, darkness always feels uncomfortable. But don't go back. Keep moving forward. God is with you. Divine acceleration is not just speed, it's protection. God is rushing you into position so the enemy can't reach you in time. He's accelerating your money so the wrong people can't steal it. He's sending favor faster than fear can stop it. And all of it depends on your yes. Will you agree with heaven today? There are blessings waiting for you to believe. There are miracles assigned to your name that just need space to land. And today, that space is being created by your surrender. Don't hold back. Don't wait for another sign. This is the sign. Your time is now. Your blessing is now. Your window is open. Move in faith and watch how fast heaven moves in your favor. Type I receive divine overflow to get blessing 10,188. Sometimes the voice that delays your blessing doesn't sound evil. It sounds familiar. It sounds kind. It sounds like someone who says they care. That's what makes it dangerous. Because your heart listens before your spirit has time to check. You think they are helping, but deep inside, they are afraid of your rise. Your growth feels like their failure. And without even knowing it, they speak words that stop your faith. They ask questions that cause doubt. And suddenly, what God spoke clearly now feels confusing. These voices are not random. They are positioned by the enemy to slow your movement. He knows you won't listen to someone you don't trust, so he hides behind someone you do. He uses concern to release control. He uses soft words to plant hard thoughts. And before you know it, you are second-guessing the promise God gave you. This is not just emotional. This is spiritual interference. Type I am rising to get the blessing 10,245. That's why you must be careful who you allow to speak over your vision. Not every "I'm just looking out for you" is from God. Some are sent to slow you down. Some are sent to hold you back. Some are sent to keep you small. But God is not calling you to stay safe. He is calling you to step into what's sacred. His money blessing is a holy release. It carries weight. It carries responsibility. And it must be protected from small thinking. Familiar voices have a way of sneaking into your spirit. You hear them even when they are not around. You try to move forward, but their words echo in your mind. Are you sure? Don't get your hopes up. That sounds risky, but those aren't just opinions. They are spiritual weights. They press down your faith. They delay your destiny. And today, God wants to silence those voices for good. Tap I silence every limiting voice to get blessing 10,299. This is not about being unkind. It's about being focused. You must protect your destiny like it's treasure, because it is. Your financial future depends on it. Your family depends on it. And you cannot afford to let one wrong voice rob you of what you've waited years for. Archangel Michael sees the source of those words, and he's cutting the spiritual ties now. He's breaking the grip of emotional control. But you must agree. You must say enough. You may have been raised around these voices. They may be parents, friends, or mentors. But just because someone guided you in one season doesn't mean they're assigned to your next one. You are allowed to grow beyond their limits. You are allowed to believe bigger. You are allowed to follow God, even when others don't understand. And when you do, you give heaven room to move. Type I break emotional control to get blessing 10,344. When you obey, peace will come. Your thoughts will clear. Your confidence will return. And suddenly, you'll see the blessing was never far. It was just waiting for your focus. The enemy cannot stop a child of God who knows what they carry. When you protect your ears, you protect your heart. And when your heart is free, faith flows again. That's when blessings start moving. God is not the author of confusion. So if a voice causes confusion, it is not from him. Even if it sounds nice, even if it feels familiar, God speaks with peace. He speaks with clarity. And right now, he is saying, let go of the voice that made you doubt what I promised. Archangel Michael is clearing the path. The blessing is moving. But your agreement matters. Let this be your turning point. Don't let one more voice steal your promise. Don't let one more question hold you back. You were made for this moment. The release has your name. The window is still open. And heaven is ready to move, fast. Say yes. Break the tie. Clear the noise. And watch the money come. Type I walk in sound alignment to get blessing 10,488. The enemy hath been trying to steal your blessing in silence. He didn't take it in one moment. He tried to wear you down over time. A delay here. A distraction there. A bad voice. A wrong connection. All of it working together to make you tired, to make you give up. But God did not let the blessing be stolen. He only paused it. Heaven has been holding it, waiting for your agreement. And now, it's time to take it back. You may not realize how much has already been released in your name. In the Spirit, there are promises, finances, and favor that belong to you. But the enemy has been building walls around it. Walls made of fear, confusion, and wrong relationships. Those walls made it look like the blessing was far. But Archangel Michael sees through the walls. And today, he's tearing them down. Type I am rising to get the blessing 10,542. God is not giving you a new blessing. He's restoring the one that was delayed. The one the enemy thought you forgot about. The one you cried over. The one you almost gave up on. But God did not forget. The scroll with your name on it is still in his hands. And now, with every lie exposed, with every wrong voice removed, with every distraction silenced, the way is clear. It's time to take back what's yours. Not with fear, not with begging, but with spiritual authority. You are not a victim. You are a vessel. The power of God is inside you. And the moment you say yes in your spirit, the angels begin releasing what was locked. Restoration begins. Movement starts. You've waited long enough. Now it's time to receive. Type I take back my blessing to get blessing 10,609. The enemy tried to keep you confused. He tried to make you think you weren't ready. He used people around you to speak doubt. But now God has cleared the air. Now you see clearly. And now that you see, you can reclaim what was stolen. Go back and speak life over what died. Speak favor over what dried up. Speak healing over what was broken. Your words have power. Your faith has force. Every time you speak in agreement with heaven, something unlocks. A shift happens. A door swings open. You are not asking God to bless you. He already did. You are now receiving what was held up. And as you take it back, don't look back. Don't revisit the pain. Don't replay the old battles. Move forward in joy. This is your time now. Type I speak restoration now to get blessing 10,674. Clean your atmosphere. Make space for what's coming. You cannot carry old habits into a new blessing. You cannot hold bitterness while expecting overflow. Release the weight. Purify your space, physically and spiritually. Remove the things that carry old memories of defeat. Fill your home with praise. Light a candle. Speak life into every room. Prepare your home like something great is coming, because it is. Archangel Michael is not just removing blocks. He's clearing the road. He's going ahead of you to silence every spiritual voice still trying to resist your breakthrough. As you obey, heaven is moving with you. As you prepare your heart and your space, the atmosphere around you becomes ready for miracle release. Type I prepare my space for overflow to get blessing 10,730. Let this be your recovery day. Everything the enemy touched, God is restoring. Everything delayed, God is accelerating. You're not late. You're right on time. And this time, nothing and no one can stop what's already in motion. This blessing is not just near, it's knocking. Answer the door with faith, obedience, and expectation. God is moving now. Type I receive full recovery to get blessing 10,800. The money God is releasing into your life is not small. It is not just enough to survive. It is enough to shift everything. His blessing carries purpose. It is tied to your calling. It is tied to your family's freedom. It is tied to healing what your past couldn't fix. The enemy knows what this money will do. That's why he's tried so hard to delay it. But heaven says, enough. The time has come for full release. This financial shift will break old patterns. You will not go in circles anymore. You will not keep losing what you gain. You will not keep getting close, only to fall back again. This money is a signal in the spirit realm. It announces that God's favor is resting on your house. It is a sign that the curse has been broken. What used to be blocked is now flowing. What used to be delayed is now delivered. Type I'm rising to get the blessing 10,888. You may not feel ready. You may still be healing. But God is not waiting for your perfection. He's looking for your agreement. Say yes, and heaven will do the rest. Say yes, and the windows open. Say yes, and doors appear that didn't even exist before. This blessing will bring rest to places in your life that have been stressed for years. God is about to cancel fear with favor. You've cried over bills. You've begged for help. You've been quiet when others were loud. But God has seen every hidden prayer. He's counted every tear. And He's preparing to answer all of it with one act of release. This is not just a financial shift. It's a spiritual reward. What you thought was a loss was really a seed. And now, the harvest is ready. Type I say yes to divine harvest to get blessing 10,930. Some people won't understand how fast things change for you. They'll ask, how did this happen so suddenly? But you'll know. You'll remember this word. You'll remember this moment. And you'll know it wasn't luck. It was alignment. God waited for your yes. And when you gave it, the blessing moved. This shift will silence the enemy. It will surprise your critics. But most of all, it will glorify God. Use this money with wisdom. Don't rush. Don't show off. Let it build you. Let it bless others. Let it plant seeds that bring more. You are not just receiving money. You are receiving a mantle. This is kingdom wealth. It comes with responsibility. It comes with peace. It comes with angelic protection. The saying Michael who fought for the blessing will guard what it builds. Type I carry kingdom wealth to get blessing 10,992. This blessing is also going to activate new opportunities. Expect phone calls. Expect strange favor. Expect things to align that didn't make sense before. Expect divine speed. What used to take years will now take days. What seemed hard will now feel light. Because this is not just your work, it's God's movement. You've partnered with heaven, and heaven is now carrying you forward. But remember, keep your space clean. Don't let old energy come back in. Don't explain your blessing to people who never prayed for it. Don't reopen doors that God closed. Move forward with boldness. Walk like someone heaven trusts. Because that's what you are. God trusted you with a battle, and now He's trusting you with a reward. Type I walk with divine confidence to get blessing 11,040. This is your moment. The old cycle is over. The block is broken. The angel has cleared the way. And the money that was released at 11:11 a.m. is now coming into view. But you must hold your ground. Stay focused. Stay obedient. Stay expectant. God's not done. In fact, He's just getting started. Type I am ready for more to get blessing 11,099. This is your final call. Not a call from man, but a call from heaven. At exactly 11:11 a.m. today, Archangel Michael spoke your name. He saw the battle around your finances. He saw the person blocking your breakthrough. He saw the heavy spiritual resistance pressing against your promise. And He was sent, not with a suggestion, but with an assignment. To guard what belongs to you. To warn you in time. To open the gate that had been locked for too long. But that gate will not stay open forever. At 5 p.m., the spiritual window narrows. The blessing does not disappear, but the axis shifts. The warfare gets heavier. The enemy becomes bolder. Because when you delay your yes, you give darkness more room to work. That's why this moment matters. That's why you were guided here. Heaven is pleading, walk now, while the light is still strong. The person blocking your blessing was never stronger than God. But they had your attention. They had your trust. And sometimes, trust becomes a spiritual rope that ties your feet to the past. But now, God has cut that rope. He's asking you to step forward. No guilt. No fear. No turning back. Walk into the new thing. Walk into divine provision. Walk into the release that carries your next season. Archangel Michael has done his part. The resistance hath been exposed. The spiritual battles have been handled. Now it's your turn. Stand in agreement with heaven. Protect what is sacred. Receive what is already yours. And don't delay, because the money is coming. The door is open, and the Spirit is saying, now is the time. Type I receive divine release to get blessing 11,111. You've just walked through a prophetic word designed to break delay, reveal hidden resistance, and prepare your life for divine release. If this word shook your spirit, then this mission is for you. When you support what carries God's voice, you multiply its reach. You help another soul hear what you just heard. You help another person break what you just broke. The Lord says those who water others will themselves be watered. That promise is alive now. If you feel led, sow into this assignment. Your gift becomes a divine agreement. Support through Super Thanks membership or PayPal. The link is in the video description. Your giving is not random. It's a spiritual act of obedience. Do boldly. God is watching, and heaven always rewards those who move when He speaks.